What is going on, guys? MJ2005 Gundam here, and today I'm going to be bringing you guys some Gunpla news. Now, this is too important to skip on, so I'm going to be coming out of my break for a little bit, giving you guys this video, and then going back to having a break until the tertiary armors comes out. So, I have these two kind of fan recolors up on the screen. These will mean a little bit later. So, let's start off with the first piece of news. This is going to be a release of the entry grade Gundam in a bag. This is going to be a December release for 550 yen. So this thing is basically the same kit that the Gundam Base Tokyo has access to now, but in a bag. This is kind of like a shout out to the speed grade, because the speed grade RX-78 is actually packaged in the bag. I remember there is another release of the speed grade line that actually is packaged in a bag. I forgot which one, but this is basically harkening back to those good old days when the speed grade has barely any publicity. But thanks to Build Divers Re-Rise, it is finally getting all the attention now. So, of course, the packaging here is a reference to the speed grade. So, if you want yourself to experience the good old days when the speed grade has no publicity, here you have it. Wait until December and then you can get your own, what is it called? RX-72 entry grade in a bag. Okay, next up. Are you guys prepared? Hold on to your butts, people, because we are getting separate releases for the Core Gundam II. But it is not the regular color version, unfortunately. And this is where this thing bit me in the ass a little bit, because first of all, this is regular releases. These are regular releases, December releases, and this is for 1,210 yen. This is the Core Gundam II Titans colors. Now, I'm not really too big of a fan of the Titans colors, but of course the Core Defensor, I mean, in the black it does look pretty good, and of course in the Core Flyer mode, it hides a lot of the odd blue, and of course I feel like the red is a little bit overused in the chest, but nothing a little paint can't solve for you guys. But if you guys are planning to get the Saturnix unit and the Neptake unit, you do not need to pick up 3 Euroving Gundams in order to have all of them displayed separately on your shelf. So this bit me in the ass a little bit, but it did offer me extra sets of armors that I can actually customize. So yeah, take your pick. Take your pick. This is not the regular Core Gundam 2 anyways, and this color scheme doesn't really offer any major significance in the story unless you're talking about this one right here. This is the G3 colors of the Core Gundam 2, and the open hand says it all. We are probably going to be getting extra armor carriers left over from the Core Gundam 2 separate release. This is going to be releasing on the same month and the same price, but just in the different colors. So what I mean by the recolors that I showed in the start is because I actually was inspired by a little bit by the faded out version of the Core Gundam 2 on the Net 8 unit box art, and thus I just went ahead and downloaded the G3 colors of the original Core Gundam, put the colors on the actual Net 8 Gundam and the Core Gundam 2 itself, and who knows, I actually indirectly called that Bandai are actually going to be doing this. But please, Bandai, where the hell is the reverse turn X and the dubious arc? I'm delaying my Core Gundam compilation video just because of the dubious arc and the reverse turn X. Where the hell are they? I know, limited service and all, that's why Core Gundam related stuff is really hard to come by. Not only Core Gundam stuff, the entire Re-Rise line is hard to come by because of limited service due to the thing I cannot talk about here, but come on, you guys have been keeping a really good record of maintaining these releases and releasing the kits on time, even though they are always released at the end of the month because I think limited service. But I think the Aegis Knight is released at the end of the month due to spoilers. But come on, I'm still sitting here waiting for my reverse turn X and dubious arc. And more Build Divers news to come. This is going to be a separate release for the tri-holder frame for every single kit to enjoy. Remember the adapter that I showed in the review of the Tri-Edge Magnum? Finally, you can put that to good use because you can finally have like a separate like tri-holder frame that includes the beam cape and the tri/blade effect parts. And of course, if you have your own Gundam Tri-Edge cards, maybe they'll fit in there, I don't know. But you can finally put this to good use. And yeah, you also have the 2 effect parts. This is going to be a December release for 880 yen. So yeah, purple effect parts instead of the red you get in the P-Bound Tri-Edge Gundam and the green that you get in the Tri-Edge Magnum. So take your pick. And then we still have some Hello Kitty going on. I don't understand why, because it has been over a year since the Hello Kitty versus Gundam thing has been around. So we have this. Is this the cross silhouette? Yes, this is the cross silhouette. Cross silhouette Zaku 2 with a Casval's color Hello Kitty, or Char's colors. I don't know. Like Char has a lot of aliases. I'm not gonna be using Quattro because he's gold. And you do also get the commoner's version, the green version, and of course she does get a pretty cute, like, green overalls. And of course still the red apple. Pretty good looking. And we are moving down on here because I'm going to be covering some older news in this episode as well. There is more details about the Lord Astray double rebake ever since the episode has ended, because it did show off the secret transformation as they were calling it. And I am really glad that they actually updated the colors on this, because in the original like previews of the Lord Astray double rebake, I know it says Lord Astray, but yeah, I think the name got a little bit lost in translation. So I'm pretty sure it is called Lord Astray instead of Lord Astray. So I don't know. Maybe Sunrise actually went for the lame route and actually just left the error in translation there. Hopefully Bandai won't actually do this and actually call it Lord Astray, because it's called Lord Astray double remake. So yeah, I don't know. But anyways, I'm really glad they updated the colors, because in the original previews it is actually in the maroon color. But when I saw the preview and the actual episode 26 version, it is in kind of like a scarlet red or something like that. I'm actually glad they actually brightened up the colors of the double rebate rifle, which is basically the mantle. Yes, that's the name. You can actually transform this thing into the reverse though, from the quadro form. Now, I actually cracked the transformation on the top body, I just don't understand the legs. I think you need to reposition the leg armor in order to transform this thing into the reversal form. And unfortunately, I don't think this thing is going to be able to stand in the reversal form, because it does actually use the stand to prop it up. And I think the armor is going to be attached somewhere on the legs and that kind of stuff, like the ankle armor. So I don't think the lifted center of gravity is going to allow this thing to stand. And I don't think there is going to be like stickers for the eyes. I don't think there's going to be eye molding at all. But it's a pretty good gimmick, but it looks a little bit dull. It doesn't look as Eva-like as in the anime, in the model kit itself. And of course, how could I just leave you off, you guys, without covering Advanced Zeta? Because yep, we have the Master Grade Primrose. I did actually mention this in the Anima Rise build stream, I think. And yeah, you do get all the parts to basically make the Hazel Outlet if you pick up the separate release. And yeah, unfortunately, this version does get a wire. Like, the high grade gets no love at all. And I'm gonna mention another thing when it comes to the actual Hazel Outlet. And yeah, I did mention Hazel Outlet because yep, you do get the Master Grade Hazel Outlet as a separate release. So if you actually pick up the Hazel Outlet and the Primrose itself, you can actually create all of the double configurations. And unfortunately, there's no Hoodoo 2 or Psycho Gundam yet, so you cannot create the gigantic arms configuration of the Hazel Outlet. But yeah, we get what we have here, right? Because this thing here does actually kill some incentive to go ahead and pick up the other Advanced Zeta kits. First of all, yes, I think we do get the full set here. So we do get the optical sensor and the sub-arms on the front, which does kill the incentive to buy the Advanced Hazel. You do get the Tri-Booster on the back, which kills the incentive to buy the Hazel 2, TR1, and of course it includes also conversion parts to convert them into the Hazel Reserve unit and the GM Qual. I'm going backwards, I know. And of course, yeah, the light gear, the Advanced Hazel, the long blade rifle from the Hurudu Do units, and of course, the Primrose, which actually kills the incentive to buy the Primrose itself. But if you want to create the double configurations, nobody's stopping you. And of course, the Central Hazel itself, it kills the incentive to buy the Hazel Custom. So yeah, Bandai essentially fucked yourself here. But over here, this is one of the features that I wish the high grade actually have. An arm to shift the cannon cap up and down. Like, because it's so easy to do on a high grade, like, if you do not mind the exposed bars and all that kind of stuff, you can actually use just one piece with a double C piece and actually create an arm for the cannon cap to move up and down. Sure, it would get loose over time, but I doubt any responsible model builder would actually be messing around with the cannon over and over again. So, the Master Grade has this. It looks a little bit more complex, to be fair, but yeah, I don't understand why they put all this love into the Master Grade and not the High Grade. I think the High Grade can actually have a wire generate through the cannon of the Primrose, but I'm not really too sure. You need to take a deeper look at that, but yeah, considering the Hurudu 2's humongous cannons do not get the arm, we should never hope that the high grade Primrose actually get a revive instead of just like getting a proper revive instead of using the basic mold from the the FG. And after strolling around the internet, of course I did miss out on the SDEX Standard New Gundam that is going to be coming out in December as well. So yeah, December's schedule is filled. So what this basically is, I don't know, a revival of the XEX Standard line that we've already given up long time ago, because we have the SD Cross Silhouette line already. So I do not know why Bandai decided to make this thing a EX Standard instead of a Cross Silhouette, because that would have been way better. And it does have the stupid gimmick to combine all of the weapons for a high grade's own use. And it looks as though, looking at the mold lines over here, it looks like all of the funnels are going to be fake. Now, I never expected much because it is an SD, but yeah, all of the funnels are going to be fake. They're going to be in one solid piece, all six of them. But you still have the Hyper Beam Saber, the Beam Rifle, and the Shield. Of course, it is not going to be as detailed as it is in this photo, because I have built, like, I think 2 EX Standard kits. 3, technically. And they're all horrible. They all need a horrific amount of stickers. And they just don't hold together well. So, for those of you SD fans who want to pay a revisit back to the EX Standard line, here is one of the all-time favorite Gundams in the Gunpla community, the new Gundam being made into an SDEX Standard. So this is going to wrap it up for me. Tell me in the comments below what you are excited for in this batch of kits, and I'll see you all next time.